open the floor for questions for Coach.
Fred, for Wednesday night, what are the main things that you want to get out of a game like that? Obviously, big mismatch, but what are the key things that you're looking to see in that one?
Well, the biggest thing we're looking for is to go out and carry over all the things that we've been working on for the past couple months. We don't need to go out there and reinvent the wheel and try to go out there and do things that we haven't been working on. I just want us to go out and play solid basketball, make the right plays, give great effort defensively, and hopefully go out there and play well. I know there's going to be probably a lot of butterflies for our guys, being the first time playing in front of fans in a long time. So there's an excitement in the air. There's no doubt about that. Our guys are sick of going up against each other every day, and we're looking forward to playing a good quality opponent on Wednesday night.
We're still fighting for minutes, places in the rotation. What can they do to separate themselves this week?
Well, it's not about this week. I mean, we're looking at the overall body of work that we've had since we started all the way back in the summer, and we stat everything of all the live practices that we do, and just try to make the best decision off of everything that we have shown in practice and live game-like situations. As far as I talked about this last time, I still don't know exactly if the rotation, Wednesday is going to be the same as what it is on opening night on November 9th. But the good thing is we had an inter-squad scrimmage last week. Obviously put a little bit more stock into those and get 2 opportunities this week with exhibitions. One against Peru State, which will be, again, a good test for us, and then having the opportunity to play against a high major opponent in Colorado on Sunday, which is pretty unique to be able to play a high major opponent like that early in the season, which is an exhibition game. And then we'll have a week to really solidify exactly what we're going to do as far as our rotation is concerned. But a lot of things can still play out before that opening game on November 9.
I know you got a little bit of it, the opening night deal, but just being able to get in front of people and play in front of people, how important is that, just to get that out of the way?
Yeah, it is important. I'm really glad we are playing 2 exhibitions as opposed to 1 closed door. You can get a lot accomplished in those, but I think it was more important for us this year to get out in front of the fans, having not been able to do that a year ago, and hopefully get some of the butterflies and the jitters out of the way before we take the floor for real on the 9th, where we've got a really good non-conference schedule. So yeah, it's going to be fun to get out there. I know our guys are looking forward to it, and I think our fans are looking forward to it as well.
You know who your top 5 are going to be Wednesday night?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple guys go in and out today, so I'm still not 100% sure as far as who we're going to start on Wednesday. We'll come up with that decision tomorrow after practice.
You mentioned inter-squad scrimmages. I mean, what have those been like this year for you guys? The depth you've had, and how competitive have they been, maybe compared to that?
Yeah, they've been very competitive. Our scrimmages, really every time we step on the floor, we gave our guys the weekend off just to really recharge their batteries going into this first game week, and they responded with a really good high-intensity practice today. We turned it over too much. We were a little too sloppy, which we still have episodes of doing that, but for a while there, we were really good at taking care of the basketball. We reverted back today for whatever reason, and that's going to be a huge part of whether we have success this year or not, is taking care of the basketball and then rebounding. I've talked about that since day one with our group. We're still giving up too many second chance opportunities, and in our league, obviously being the most physical in the country, you have to find a way to compete on the glass, and you can't give away possessions. If you do that, you're going to put yourself in a very difficult position.
You have to remind Bryce that he doesn't have to light the world on fire this first week.
Yeah, it's not just Bryce. You have to remind all our guys to just go out there and do the things that we've been working on. And when we make simple plays, when we go out there and move the ball, we're really effective. We get a good high percentage, high quality shot on the board. And when you just give the ball away, you put yourself in a very tough position. And, the stats are all over the place. If you turn the ball over 15 times, you're going to have a tough time winning the game. I don't care who you're playing against. So, that's been our big message for all of our team, not just Bryce, not just Wilhelm, not just the young guys, for our whole team. You just have to go out there and trust. Trust if there's an open man, hit him, and trust that he will make the right play on the next one. But when we shift the defense, we're pretty effective. When we keep the ball on one side, we're pretty easy to guard.
How much scouting, preparation, that kind of stuff do you do for these exhibition games as opposed to how you would normally?
Yeah, I mean, We'll put a game plan in, obviously, for both these games. Don't have any film yet. We don't know a lot about new guys, but yeah, absolutely, we'll go into it. We'll go harder. We'll go harder tomorrow than we normally would day before a game. We'll have a good solid practice the morning of the game. Almost make it like a two-a-day, at least on Wednesday. Obviously, Sunday's an 11 o'clock game, so I won't be able to do that, but we're still in the evaluation stage of our group, so we have to have two productive practice workout sessions these next 2 days leading into the game Wednesday night.
Do you know anything? It's obviously early. Do you know anything about red shirts yet?
No, not yet. No.
Hey Fred, this might go back to the thing you just talked about, trusting. But how do you, you want them to be as far advanced. They're not going to be perfect, though. How do you give that message to the guys that don't be afraid to make mistakes? Because they're going to have them.
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a fine line with that of allowing our guys that have really good basketball instincts to go out there and use those. And, we had a possession today in our practice where had the ball on one side of the floor in a single side pick and roll action. We moved it, we slashed, we handed off, we threw ahead, we shifted the defense twice, and then we got a great look on it. And those are the simple plays I'm talking about with our team, as opposed to coming down and going between the leg and behind the back, which we have guys capable of doing that and getting into the paint. But those simple plays are good enough. And you just have to continue to stress that and remind that. And listen, these will be two great learning opportunities. We'll learn a lot about ourselves. We did in the scrimmage the other day. In fact, we brought them back that night because I wasn't real happy with them to have a second session, and really worked on a lot of the things that we did not do well in the scrimmage, which was getting outside of who we are and what we're trying to be. We'll get, again, two great opportunities. You always learn a lot about yourself the first time you go against other opponents. Transition defense is always going to be behind where you want it, but you get that on film, you learn from it, and you get better from it.
Hey Fred, speaking of Bryce, how has he looked in practices leading up to this week?
Yeah, he's been great. He was really good today. I loved his aggressiveness out there. Defensively, he's certainly taken a step in the right direction from where we were at the beginning, which it's a huge adjustment for anybody that makes this jump and goes from high school to this level. And he's growing, and that's the thing you look for is, taking mistakes and going up in the film session and then correcting it and carrying that over in the floor. And Bryce has shown that in a big way. But yeah, when he's aggressive, which obviously we want him being, he can make a play. He's one of those guys that has really good instincts on the floor. Being ready to shoot when that ball comes to him. We want him aggressive. He's a really good offensive player.
In what ways, Fred, does it help to have all those fourth-year and fifth-year college players in your rotation?
Yeah, it obviously having experience is important, and if you can put a lineup there just to calm things down when adversity hits or when times get tough, it's going to help you get through those tough times easier than maybe a young group would. Although I feel pretty good about our freshmen; they're a very mature group. But when you have guys that have been through it, especially in conference play, and what you have to do to sustain and hang in there when that ball's not going in the hoop, to have older guys certainly helps in that area.
Have you thought about Wednesday, how weird or unique it might be when you look on your bench and you see Sam there, and are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I don't know how much I'll really think of it. I get to experience that every day, which is awesome. I'm really proud of him. He's been phenomenal in practice. He had a great day today. He shot the heck out of it and made plays off the bounce. So, I'm really proud of Sam for what he's doing for this team. He's pushing, the guys that are in the rotation right now. And that's what his job is, and he's embraced it and accepted it, and I think he'll do a great job with that all season long.
How do you approach the experimentation with minutes and lineups ahead of this week?
Yeah, again, we're going to have an idea going into it, probably a little more set than we normally would going into a game where there's more variables, there's more almost substitution by feel, where this one we're going to be pretty scripted with guys and what their minutes are. And again, I'm just looking for our guys to go out there and hopefully play well, shake off some of the rust, get out in front of the fans for the first time, which will be important. I remember a couple years ago in our first exhibition, I don't think we made a basket until about 6 minutes through the game. Everybody was just so hyped up So just going out there and again, doing what we've been stressing in practice and hopefully get off on the right foot and being able to carry some of that over. And if we don't, we're gonna have a lot of things to learn from. And, you know, it's an exciting time. Our guys are, as I said, they are so ready to get out and play against other people. So I'm excited for them, and again, I'm excited for our fans.
And when you guys got here, you had a pretty specific plan of how you wanted to build this thing. How critical is year 3 to show tangible improvement, not only just in the quality of your play, but in the win-loss column?
Well, sure, it's very important. You know, I think people know what we came into, and there was going to be some growing pains in certainly that first year. Second year, I was proud of how we grew through very difficult times, which a lot of teams experienced. You know, us maybe as much as anybody in the country, but we kept battling. This year is important. You know, going into year 3, I know that we have expectations, which you want. You want expectations in this business. So, yeah, I mean, we're hopefully we talk to our guys every day about it. And, you know, going out there and doing the right things, playing the right way, and hopefully putting ourselves in a position to do something that's never been done here with Nebraska basketball. So, yeah, you want those expectations. You want that pressure. That's what this job's all about.
Anything else,
It
Coach?
sucks for sleep, but it's... Thanks, guys.